Recently, we dropped in on our top MasterCraft riders to ask them to take us out for a typical day on the water for them. And while we had their attention, we asked them a few questions about their training and what keeps them motivated to compete year after year. And of course, we got some stellar footage.
Bam.
Yep.
All right, here we are, Zane Schwank's house. Myself, Zane, Andrew, Billy D, Eric, Bame, everybody here. We're working on our 2010 Rewind.
You know, I think kind of training for a tournament, it's all about getting in the element and really trying to get the conditions just like they're going to be on the weekend. And one thing I like to do is have Rusty come over a few times a week and give me dirty looks like on the starting dock. I don't necessarily go out and have a free riding set or a contest training set. I just, you know, I'll have some things in my head like, okay, I need to pull some maintenance on this trick. But really I just go out and ride because you have to, you really just, you know, enjoy every set. But, you know, during the tournament season, you may fall in a 9 and kind of think about it. I hope I don't fall in that this weekend. But, you know, there's two theories there. You can drill it a few times, or you can just kind of step away and say, you know what, I got this, and kind of move on.
No, I'm saying you got a real good Moby Dick. You could do a Moby Dick 5 so easy. I'm just trying to push you.
No, I'm glad. Today, the Moby Dick 5, I had been, you know, I took a knock on one. So it was kind of in my head. I wanted to kind of prep it a little bit. Went out, did a tangent of line, which I don't do that many of, just because that's how you finish up on a Moby Dick 5. So I kind of did some of the tricks that lead into it, and really just depending on how I'm feeling that set or that day when I'm riding, is kind of the mentality of how I work into a trick or just go for it. You know, it just kind of changes. But it was good in that I committed on a few. The very first one I tried, I feel like was the closest because I spotted the landing and then went for it. But I'm going to try some more. You know, it was good. Like, I know I can do it now. I just haven't done it yet.
In my opinion, it really is a pride thing. That's why you see guys that year after year, including myself, who still go back there. It's a pride thing. I want to be able to measure myself against the other riders, you know, in the world, and I do want to go out there and show off my talents and show people what I can do, because, you know, for me it's kind of cool because I'm old as hell.
Try that toe 9 off the double up.
Try to switch to a 9, but I forgot the last 180 for a 10.
No, I know what tricks I have and I know how consistent they are, and when I get to the contest I look at the course and I pick where I'm going to put my tricks. But I don't typically work on a pass ever, just because I'm just doing what's fun at that point in time for me. And if it's hitting double ups, I'll just hit double ups, even if it's, you know, a week before the contest. I want to try to, you know, land a a new trick or whatever it is, it doesn't really affect me because I know come Saturday, if I have to do a switch mob before the transfer box, I can do that no matter if I did 10 the day before or none. So. Coming into Reno, knowing in my mind I wanted to do a 10, that was a bit different. I would say I was training for Reno for a 1080, 100%. I was doing a double up at each end of every pass, trying a 10. I was hitting like 4 or 5 a day.
He's toe side, could be a 1080, could be the first time ever. He's up, he's around, there it is, the 1080! First time ever in competition, the Bone Crusher, making history. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys just saw history in the making.
First 1080 in a contest ever.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I'd say that was the only time this year I was truly training a trick for the contest.
I know one thing Rusty normally doesn't do to prepare for a tournament, and that's be sick all night. Apparently got like a 24-hour bug and still came out and did 3 different 9s, including a back 9, and about that close on a 10. So
I'm stoked.
pretty awesome.
He just boosted off the double up. Bigger than I've ever seen.
I mean, I know you wanted me to do some passes, but you know, at this point, there's not a lot of people doing like back 9s, and I really want to, you know, make sure I get stuff like that so people can see it. And you know, I don't feel like that maybe some of the less technical maneuvers wake to wake is that important to me right now. I'd like to, you know, do some big grabs into the flats, hit some really big double ups, and try some really hard tricks. And when I land that back 9, it's like, it still pumps me up to be like, you know, that was a goal this morning, even though I felt horrible. I really wanted to get a back 9.
I've never seen you do a Moby Dick and you boost the Indy Moby Dick.
Dude, that was one of the biggest ones of it. Like, I hit the immediate